everybody, to Them Sports Boys. This is our first episode. You may call it a pilot. We're brought to you by our main sponsor, BW3's Buffalo Wild Wings. For the entire month of October, Buffalo Wild Wings is raising money for the Boys and Girls Club. They'll be taking donations all month long. Ask your server for details. This will be only at your local B-Dubs in Frederick, Urbana, Rockville, Gaithersburg, and Columbia. Wings, beer, sports, you have to be here. So welcome to our first show, guys. We'll be talking about everything sports, uncut, obviously live here. We got myself, Beck, my co-host AJ Bowen over here.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, brother? And then my brother Joe Moore back here. It is also his birthday as well, so we brought him on the show.
Happy birthday, man.
Appreciate y'all having me. Thank you
about
very
52
much.
years old?
Something like that.
You look 90.
Old man status.
You know you're getting old, fellas, when part of your birthday routine is going out and scouting out nursing homes. What's going to be the good one for you?
I like it, man. I like it.
That was part of my daily routine today, so hopefully we find something here soon.
Yeah, well, we'll end on a high note here.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start off by talking about why sports are cool, and how they're changing the world and what people don't see behind sports. I want to give a shout out to Rusty Alwyn and Bob Alwyn. Right now, Rusty Alwyn is doing it's called Zacking Across the Mountains. There's a foundation for raising awareness for cancer, raising money, donations. Rusty right now started off last Saturday. He started off in West Virginia, in the mountains at WVU, and he is running for an entire week. It's 210 miles.
Whew.
Yeah, he's Forrest Gumping it right now. He's getting after it. He's running from WVU all the way over to College Park in the University of Maryland.
This is my personal opinion,
That's
but I'd
so
also
awesome.
run from WVU myself.
Yes, I would run from WVU as well. So
Go Bird.
Go Herd, baby. So, just a shout out. Appreciate what you're doing, Rusty and Bob. I know it's been a long week. We'll try to check in with you guys, see where you guys are at. But it's pretty cool, and I appreciate what you guys are doing.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Much respect.
So let's start off with a little baseball overview here.
I thought we were going to talk about why sports were cool.
That is why sports are cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go to a little baseball overview here. So, obviously, being from the Baltimore area here, we were pretty hyped that the O's made the playoffs.
Very hyped.
Very hyped. Got in,
My
snuck
heart,
in.
man. My heart.
One game wild card.
My heart. Oh, walk off. Oh.
Oh, what happened, boys? What happened, Joe? Give us a professional breakdown of what the O's were thinking, what Buck was thinking.
Well, to be absolutely honest, I wish I could tell you what we were thinking.
Me too.
It's definitely a tough loss. Obviously, we made the playoffs. It was a great season.
Yes.
Although short-lived, the one game wild card definitely, I think, brings a lot more fans overall into interest into October baseball.
I agree with that.
October is one of the most exciting times of the year, other than my birthday.
Yes.
You have
Very true.
all the sports are getting into full swing here, and you got hockey warming up, you got basketball warming up, football. We're in week 5, World Series is everything. All the big sports are finally in full swing. So a lot of people lose interest in baseball, which.
There's 162 games. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's a
You know
long
what I mean?
season.
Yeah. It's a very, very long season. So
It's not exactly like watching gladiators fight in the arena.
right.
Not at all.
So this is I think it's the most exciting time of the year for a baseball, especially with this new wild card, because it brings an extra team in on both sides, National and AL, and this one game playoff, although interesting and heartbreaking as it was for us this week, was it was definitely fun to watch. It was a great game. I think they had the matchups were absolutely perfect.
I thought it was a good matchup.
You
It
had
was a great matchup. Great game.
great duel. It's 2-2 in the 9th inning, and we're going to extra innings. And I think what Buck was thinking was to go with what's been your hottest pitcher for the past month or so, which is Ubaldo Jimenez.
Right.
Now,
And he didn't do a bad job.
no, he
did a
wasn't.
good job.
He wasn't necessarily wrong. However, you got arguably the best player or the best pitcher in baseball, arguably the Cy Young, could be the Cy Young winner, sitting
Probably
in
will
the, sitting
be
in the
the Cy
bullpen,
Young.
right?
I can agree with that.
And he's warmed up 3 times, and you have a pitcher out there who is a slow starter, if you will. Yes, he's been your best pitcher for the past month, but it didn't work out in our favor.
And
And
I think what Buck was doing, and I think that he thought the game was going to last longer, and he was waiting to get the go ahead and then bring Britton in to close it out.
I think you're right.
But
I
at
think
that
you're
point,
right.
when it's do or die, man, I think that you have to play for the win immediately.
Right.
You have to, man. It's one game.
There's no tomorrow, you know.
I said it. I said it probably 20 times the other night, and I said it probably 20 times after the game. You know, you get these 1-game playoffs, and you play game 162. You made the playoffs. Now, guess what? All of a sudden, in one day, you're playing in Game 7 of the World Series.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's one and done, and that's
Yep.
it. If you don't win, you go home, and that's the unfortunate part, but that's the awesome part at the same time.
Well, I'm definitely proud of the Orioles for making the playoffs. I don't know if we officially made the playoffs because
we
it was
made
the
the
wild
playoffs.
card game, but
Playoffs
it
is
is what it is,
playoffs.
man. I thought that this year was definitely going to be our year. If we were going to do it, I think it had to be this year.
Had to be.
Just with contracts and free agency and all that moving around. But who knows? Hopefully we'll come back stronger next year. I do forgive Buck because I love him.
I do too.
But I
I do
was
too.
wondering what the Buck was he thinking.
I did, however, just hopefully to try to pique some interest for next year. I did see an article today, and Mark Trumbo was quoted as saying, "Why would I want to go anywhere? This year was a blast. I'd be happy to come back."
Nice.
So, Mark Trumbo says that. You're
Oh, to keep in mind, the Orioles have had the MLB leading home run hitter for the past 5 years, I believe.
how about that for a
We had Trumbo this year. We had Chris Davis
2 years,
last
2
year.
years, right?
3 years ago was Nelson Cruz, and
Yeah,
then Chris Davis
Chris
before
Davis
that.
again, yeah.
So we're
Absolutely.
definitely smacking them out of the ballpark, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That
You gotta
definitely
get
is.
some rings out of it, though, man.
We
Yep.
do.
At the end of the day, it's about the rings.
I don't
So,
know.
Let's talk about the rest of the playoff picture. What do we got right now? We got a little wild card or first round on the TV
Little
here. We got
ALDS action. here.
ALDS. We got the Blue Jays versus the Rangers. Who are you taking here, Joe?
Here in game 1 or in the series.
Give me both, man.
You want this? So I think the Blue Jays are hot right now. They're going to be riding high off of this great victory the other night. But I think the Rangers are going to pull it out. I just don't know if the Blue Jays lineup is absolutely deep as you can get. However, I don't know if they have what it takes to get to the ALCS.
I
And
don't
if
know
they
if
do,
have
they
the
don't
pitching.
make it to the World Series. I don't want to say they don't have the pitching. I just don't know if they have the want.
Yeah.
If that.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll figure out if they won't have the one in this series here because if I'm not mistaken, these two teams have a little bit of bad blood.
I would say so. I would-
That cross the chin by blood.
well,
yeah.
even if the Rangers do lose, they will still be 1-1 in the
In the
in
series,
the
they won
overall
the
because
fight.
they won the fight.
They did.
They may have lost the
They
war, but
did.
they won the battle.
Let me ask you guys though, what was more impressive, that cross or that Batista didn't fall from the cross?
I don't know. I like both of them actually.
Both of them were
No,
good.
it was definitely both impressive. However, I will say that I
knocked
think
his helmet and glasses off.
Batista was knocked out cold on the inside. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
I mean, nobody's gonna throw a punch and land it like one Manny Machado did.
if that was his if that was his baseball, he'd have took it and went home.
Yeah,
So-
lights out, going home. So we got the Blue Jays Rangers right now. We got the Red Sox and Indians. That's going to be a good matchup.
That's tonight.
Obviously, Big Poppy closing out his career in Boston.
I want to see him do it, man.
I
I want
really
to
do
see that
too.
ring on the way out, man.
You know, as much as I am a Orioles fan, I love what Big Poppy has done for the game. He's just something special, something that you don't see come around. I mean, in the past 20 years, I mean, he's just been doing it.
He's an ambassador for the game of baseball.
He really
He
is.
truly is.
I like. Did you guys see that? The Orioles at his last game at Camden Yards, they gave him the phone that he mashed up.
I don't know how that phone even made it.
Oh my gosh, me neither. He
And who has the
completely-
wherewithal to keep that for a gift in years to come?
Exactly.
That's an impressive in itself.
I know that it is like one of those gifts that you can put on your phone when you're real upset. Just go to Big Poppy beating up the telephone over there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So that'll be a good matchup. We got the Giants versus Cubs.
Did you guys see the Giants versus the Mets last night?
I
Anybody?
did see the Giants versus the Mets last night.
What
Oh my gosh.
another
Pitching duel.
another excellent game. You had Noah Syndergaard versus Madison Bumgarner, arguably two of the best baseball pitchers in the game.
Absolutely,
And
they definitely showed that last night.
you got it's nothing in the seventh inning, and you're throwing a no hitter, and you end up losing the game. How does that happen?
That's unbelievable,
That's
man.
playoff baseball right there, though.
I think no lie, both of those games, as good as they both were both decided by one bad pitch.
Yeah,
Both of them.
I would agree.
I can
both
agree with
of
that, yeah.
Both of them were 3-run bombs too.
Yeah, and when who hit the bomb
For
for the Giants?
Gillespie.
Yes,
Gillespie.
Gillespie. As soon as he hit it, I was like, oh my gosh, he mollywopped that thing.
Yeah, he got out in a hurry.
Got out in a hurry, but I mean Bumgarner, geez. And on the other side, he pitched. I think he gave up 4 hits through a complete game. Obviously, 0 earned runs. He was absolutely phenomenal, absolutely lights out. They did a little interview with him after the game. I don't think he liked the questions too much. It was almost like he didn't want to be interviewed at all. They were talking to him. They were like, how did you do it out there tonight, Bumgarner? And he was just like, that's a really hard question. I don't want to answer that one. And they asked him like 4 more, and he was like, why are you asking me all these hard questions? I was like, dude, he's interviewing you. That's what they do. You have to talk into the microphone. But he was absolutely phenomenal, man. That'll be a nice little matchup there. And then, like you and I were talking about earlier, the Dodgers versus Nats.
Hey,
That right there.
I need those Nats to come through, man.
I know. I'm pulling for the Nats.
Bryce Harper needs to hit a couple of dingers.
They're starting off with Clayton Kershaw versus Scherzer.
That's going to be a matchup for the ages.
Yeah,
I think Kershaw doesn't do his best work in the playoffs. However, he's still Clayton Kershaw at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's going to be. I was actually looking for tickets the other night to try to go to that game, and it's not going to agree with my wallet.
No, yeah.
But that would be a great one
absolutely
to go to. So if you have the funds and you have the time, get down there to Nationals Park and watch that game,
It's
because
a
it's definitely going to be
beautiful
place.
a
Oh,
great
Nationals
game,
Park
great
is amazing.
ballpark. Yep, it's going to be a good one.
So let's talk predictions here. Who do we think out of these teams will end up in the series?
The Orioles.
And then you woke up.
Right.
Exactly. Those still got a shot.
Are we going with who we think or who we want here?
Let's go both.
Okay.
I definitely want the Red Sox. I want Big Papi to go out and win.
I'm hoping Big Papi versus the
I want
Nats.
it. Yeah, that would be a dream come true. I'd really like that.
You're going to go Big Papi versus the Nets,
That's
huh?
where I'm going with,
Okay.
man.
What I would honestly like to see is Papi versus the Cubs.
Ooh, I forgot about the Cubs.
And it again.
Oh,
man.
And
we didn't-
then
we didn't even
the
talk
Cubs
about
the Cubbies are-
The Cubbies they got a team this year, man. They got
They
pitching,
do.
hitting,
Absolutely.
fielding, and they got it all.
Yep.
I don't know if they can break that curse. Let's
Well.
see. Let's see what they got out there.
Well, there's
The
no
way they-
better team to do it against than the Red Sox.
This may sound weird. But I'm pulling for Red Sox Nats. But if they don't make it and that doesn't happen, I'm saying the Cubs win the World Series.
It's okay.
I agree with that.
So you're going to just say that the other team is not going to make it and just has no shot if the Nats don't make it.
Exactly.
Okay. Fair enough.
Exactly.
I like
That's
it.
exactly
I like
what
it.
I'm
I
saying.
like it. I like it.
All right, let's move on to college football here. Surprise teams. What do we got going on right now in college? College football. I mean,
Surprise teams. You can't. Gotta talk about Louisville.
gotta talk about
Where did they
Louisville,
come
man.
from?
I don't know if it's much of a surprise, though. I mean, a lot of people knew that Lamar Jackson was the truth. I just don't think they knew he was that much
that
of the
good?
truth.
Yeah.
His numbers are absolutely unreal. And you essentially have Usain Bolt in a football uniform
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Brett Favre's arm.
Yeah, it's not
I mean,
often.
Got a cannon.
Yes,
Yeah.
he can throw the ball anywhere, deep, short, it doesn't matter. And look out, because if you don't get your hands up in time, your face mask will be rearranged.
Exactly. He's like a young Michael Vick.
Does he have things to work on though?
Yes, he does.
Mhm.
His awareness, I would believe, he has to work on. His overall management of the game a little bit, but
I think he needs to stop taking some of those hits too.
he does
Yes.
He is at
definitely.
the end of the day, he is a quarterback. I think he was 6'3", 205.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's not. I mean, he's tall. He's big, but he's not as big as some of the linebackers out there.
Yeah, he's not as
Absolutely.
thick. He's got to get out of bounds a little bit more, but
He's always looking for that home run ball, man. Whether it's
Yeah.
running or throwing.
I think that with a lot of quarterbacks like that, that's going to work right now.
CJ just told me happy birthday.
CJ did.
He did.
Thank you, CJ, for
Appreciate
wishing
it, CJ. And CJ is just wondering what type of prescription are those glasses?
Oh, these are the Oakley Air see-throughs.
Oh.
These actually have zero lens in it right here. There's nothing in there. Just look more professional, you know what I mean?
I feel you. Makes you look a little bit smarter, more intelligent.
Exactly. Now you guys aren't questioning, like, does this guy know what he's talking about? Like, no, he has glasses on. He definitely knows what he's talking
He's got to know what he's talking
about. Got to. No questions asked. But back to what we were talking about, I think that at the college level, you get away with stuff like that. But once you get into the league, man, and you're a running quarterback, as we've seen, and we'll touch on this here in a little bit, Cam Newton.
He can throw, though.
Yeah, he can
No
throw.
doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
I
But
think he needs
he's smarter with what he's doing with his body.
Right. In the college game, like he said, like Vex said, you can get away with that sort of thing. But if you're going to start thinking about your future, you need to not have run be your first option.
Right.
You need to wait. You need to let the play
As
develop.
we've seen what
You know?
happened to Mr. RG3.
And for those of you who are not college football fans, I would like somebody to, like I said, if you're not a college football fan, if you're an NFL football fan, why don't you log in here and tell me who Eric Crouch is?
Oh my gosh, Eric Crouch. Rest in peace, brother.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Eric Crouch was arguably the best triple option quarterback
Yes.
to ever play the game. He played for Nebraska.
The Heisman Trophy winner.
Won the Heisman Trophy. I mean, good gracious. Oh my God. He could hand the ball off. He could run the ball. He could throw a little bit. And then after he won the Heisman, man, he went in. They said, Eric,
He was playing for the
Rams.
The then Rams, yeah.
The
Well,
then-
I think they were the St. Louis Rams.
The
at the
St.
time.
Louis Rams. Yep, they picked him up. Said you're going to play receiver. He played one preseason game.
It was one play.
One play.
Slant.
Slant across the middle. Safety hit him. He got up and said, "Coach, I am done."
Well, that's it. That's enough. So
Done,
that
done.
That's it for him.
was a storied NFL career for for an excellent college football player.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know I'm not the host here, but what I would like to go back to is the surprise teams.
Surprise teams. Let's talk about surprise teams.
So I think one of your surprise teams this year, and I think you guys will agree with me here, is Tennessee.
I would totally agree.
Tennessee.
Mr. Bowman over there's lost a few dollars off of.
A few, man. I don't like them at all. I really think they're getting
He
lucky,
doesn't
man.
like him because his
Appalachian
pocket's a little
State.
empty.
Right,
They
but
won,
we're not
what
talking
they won
about
on-
lucky
they won on
teams.
that-
We're talking about surprise teams.
They won off a
Hey,
Hail
how
Ma-
many times did they surprise your wallet this year?
I was going to say, who's making that face right now? Your wallet or you?
They won off a Hail Mary last week, man.
But guess what they did?
They won.
They won.
They got
At-
that
at
dope.
the
They
end-
won.
At the end of the day, they get
At
the
Georgia,
W.
too.
At
Georgia.
At Georgia.
You know personally, that's a heck of a tough place to
That
play.
is a tough place
It's
to
a heck
play
of a
right
tough place
there.
to play.
Oh man, I'm gonna say the opposite of surprise. Still surprising though. It's gonna be Stanford, man. What the heck happened to them last week? They got the brakes beat off of them.
They stopped giving the ball to the man.
They're
I
trying-
know they did.
They're looking into his future more, and it's hurting them now. Is
Right.
what's happening.
Exactly.
They're trying to limit his touches. We're talking about Christian McCaffrey here.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey
Should have won the Heisman last year.
Should have won the Heisman.
Should
Heck of a running back. Plays a little quarterback. Plays a little receiver. Can play, kick returner, punt returner. He's amazing.
I don't see any reason why he couldn't snap and kick the ball on the same play either. I mean, the guy
he's-
can do
he's
anything.
The next Jim Thorpe, I think.
He can do it.
He's
He can do
doing
anything.
out there.
He does everything.
But that absolutely surprised me. Washington beat the brakes off of them, and it was just. That was
would be-
actually kind of disappointing because I
I
was
think it
really
was just
looking for them to make a run.
I think it was a great scouting and developed play scheme by a one Kyle Jolly
Yes.
out there at UW.
What's up, Kyle Jolly?
Kyle Jolly. That was
If
a
you're
shout out to
watching.
you, buddy.
Good coaching out there.
Yes, sir.
Way to stop Christian McCaffrey. We know it was all you're doing out there.
Yes, that's it. That's all.
Hope you're doing well out there at UW. So, yeah, I would say that Stanford definitely surprised me by just kind of falling off there. But there's a couple other teams. We got a couple good games coming up this
Clemson's
weekend.
still in it.
Clemson is still in it. I mean, Stanford's still in it. I mean, I
Clemson
think
beat
they're at
Louisville.
12 or 15 right now.
I think they're not making the playoffs. Stanford.
You're saying no go?
No go.
No.
Are they better than Louisville?
No.
Who?
clearly
Stanford?
not. I think that they're
Absolutely
a better
not.
team.
Not right now.
I think that they're a better team. I think they had a horrible game. They got a long way to fight back. So, yeah, we'll pick back up on that here in just a second. Just another shout out for our main sponsor, Buffalo Wild Wings. Every Tuesday, get half-price traditional wings all day. Includes a ranch or blue cheese and celery or carrots for free.
Let me tell you, I took advantage of that on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
I was starving, and I brought home about 50 wings. Zach had a couple.
Yes, I
Danny had a
did.
couple. Jen had a couple. Oh
Yep.
boy, they were good.
Yeah.
We had a little,
What's your favorite flavor you have out there?
Ooh, the
What was that one?
Parmesan.
Yeah.
That's my one right
man,
there. That's my one
garlic
right there. That's the one you
Parmesan.
gotta have. That's the one you
I
gotta
might
have.
stop out there on the way home.
Let's start another argument here. Traditional or boneless?
Traditional.
Oh, traditional.
Traditional all day long. All day, every
There's no
day. That's what I
argument
do.
on
That's
that
what I
right
do.
there. So let's go. Let's pick back up on college football here. Let's talk about surprise players and Heisman hopefuls. Let's make some predictions here.
I'm going Lamar Jackson,
Lamar Jackson.
hands down. I
Right.
think he plays well throughout the rest of the season. They do make it into the playoffs. They might not win the playoffs, but I think he wins the Heisman this year.
You think he's got it?
I think he's got it.
Okay.
I will go with a one of my guys, and you know this is one of my guys. You know I am a big follower and supporter of the Louisiana State University Tigers, and I just thought that Leonard Fournette was going to own it this year, and he just hasn't. LSU has thoroughly disappointed me this year.
They got rid of the Miles, didn't they?
Les Miles fired week
Fired.
3?
Yeah, that's unbelievable to me.
I couldn't believe it.
He's fantastic coach. Couple national championships. I don't think he won one, but did he win one? Yeah, he did win one.
Yeah, he won one.
On the day, January 7th.
Yep. When my son was born.
Yeah.
January 7th, 2008. Shout out Tyson Morvac.
Little
Miss
T
you, buddy.
man, little T man.
He was actually born.
Tyson is the man.
He was born on the day that the Tigers won the national championship. We actually
Now-
watched it together.
now,
He didn't. I don't think you can see it.
This one is a question that I actually know the answer to, but I'd just like for you to say it so all can hear. Who did the LSU Tigers play in that national championship game when they beat the brakes off of them?
That would be Ohio State.
How about that?
That's crazy, right?
Okay.
Big
Okay.
Ten.
Was
running
Urban Meyer
stuff.
there?
No, he was not.
He wasn't.
Yeah,
That was
that's a different team.
Tressel. That was
That was
Tressel.
Jim Tressel.
That was Tressel.
Yeah, he was doing some illegal stuff.
Yeah.
That might have been when they got them jersey signed. I
think
don't
it
know.
was.
I got a topic for you guys right here.
Let's go.
We got something from one of our followers here, Ozzy Love.
What's
Mr.
up,
Vernon
Ozzy?
Love. Vernon
Wow.
Leroy.
Maryland is back in the top 25.
Ooh, how about that?
Ooh.
How about that?
I like this because Maryland is in a dire need for a change of identity since the Frisian era.
Yeah.
He did start off strong with them. He did start off, enforcing, kind of a powerhouse type of team. Everybody was afraid to come to Maryland. Everybody was afraid to play Maryland, and then they just fell off. It just became kind of just disappointing. You didn't want to watch them because you knew that they were going to fall apart.
It was depressing.
It was depressing to watch.
It wasn't if, it was when.
Yeah,
When's
when
this
are the
when's
wheels gonna fall off?
when's the wheels gonna fall off this wagon?
So I love that they're in the top 25. Ozzy. I will say
Who have they played?
I will say I'm a little nervous though.
They played Purdue the other day, didn't they?
Yeah, they did
Smashed
play-
Purdue.
Smashed Purdue.
Who?
Purdue.
Exactly. Who? They play Michigan State this weekend, though, I believe. Ozzy, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We're not. He didn't say that they played great teams. He said that they're the top 25.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that.
Right.
4-0, 5-0?
4-0.
So,
Which being in the Big Ten now, that's actually like
That's
that's stand up.
Very
They got
That's
to play
a
Michigan
big deal.
State, Ohio State.
yep.
They're-
They got a lot of big games coming up.
They do have a lot of big games, and I think that that's where we'll see the test. At the end of the year, do they end up in the top 25? I'm going to say no.
I would
I'm
agree
going to
with
say
that.
that they dropped 4 games this year to the big teams that AJ's talking about. But I do like that they're making a comeback.
Do you think that we'll be playing in a respectable bowl?
I do think that we
Oh,
will
yeah.
play in a respectable bowl.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see that.
Yes, I do. I do see us ending up in a big bowl, not a big
Not a
bowl,
big
but a
bowl.
respectable
Right.
bowl. And ending the year strong. And then we got Jake Funk coming out.
Right at Damascus, hometown.
Yep.
Go
Damascus.
Hornets.
Shout out
Yes,
to
sir.
him.
Shout out to Mr. Josh Funk.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I think that having a back like Jake and watching him grow with us, I think that eventually we will be contenders for. I got a couple buddies that coach up there.
I got a lot of teammates that they're playing there now too. So.
I say that maybe
Yeah.
not this year, but
Next year, they'll be
within
good again
2 to
next year.
3 years, you
They're-
watch out.
Absolutely.
They're making a
Absolutely.
run at the title, so
And a lot
like that.
of things that people don't know is for years we've lost a lot of the recruits from this area to other schools, big schools.
Absolutely.
You yourself being one.
Yes.
This place is a hotbed, man. You know, Pennsylvania, Maryland, DMV area, like just this entire area is absolutely insane. If you look at the NFL right now and their rosters, and even D1, the big D1 colleges,
Yeah.
a lot of people are from this area. You got guys that everybody's wearing their jerseys around on Sundays, and
Yep.
they're from this area, and we lost them. So I think if we buckle down on our recruiting in a few years, give 2 to 3 years.
Well,
4
that's
years,
the-
and we'll see Maryland actually making a good push.
I think that's a big knock on Maryland right now is, and why I want to see them change where they're going with everything is, we're getting all these players, but we're letting our own players out of our backyard, and they're going off to different schools. And
Look at Joe Hayden. We're talking about
how
him
do
the other
you-
day.
Yeah, how do you let Joe Hayden out of
I
here?
have no idea.
You know what I mean? How do you let Derek Williams out of here? These are the best players in the country.
Right.
They did get some. They did
Aurelius
get some great
Ben.
players,
He went to
though.
Illinois.
They did.
Stephon Diggs.
They did get some great players, but if you have somebody that is equally as good and probably better, why are we going to Florida to get somebody when we have the best player in the nation right here? You know what I mean?
I can agree with
You
that,
can't lock them down.
and you need those Florida players. You absolutely do, because even a mediocre player in Florida could be an excellent player up here.
Absolutely, 100%.
However, you don't let the best player in the country go to the University of Florida. You just can't do it.
Yeah, you can't
You
do
can't
that.
do it.
So that's why I was saying that I think that we'll see a big change here with the new coaching change, and
I would agree.
that wasn't a big priority, I don't think, for Friesian, but hopefully that's changed a little bit.
I'm thoroughly happy that DJ Durkin's having his the start he is, though. I think it's a good confidence booster for him there at Maryland, and
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. That's another player that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I actually, unfortunately, forget the guy's name, but AJ, we were talking about him the other day. And another example to kind of talk about what you were talking about, Ozzy, was we're letting players that are the best player in the country and the wide receiver for Syracuse. He leads the country in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, fifth-year senior, right?
He's a fifth-year senior. I want to say
Left
his
Maryland, and now he's killing it.
never played a snap at Maryland.
Never.
Well, good for him.
I'm
And
happy for
You got to do what you got to do.
and now we let him go, and he's the number one receiver in the country.
Huh?
Just goes to show you,
Right.
you gotta keep the talent here, guys. I don't know if that's rocket science.
I don't think it's quite rocket science,
I
however.
got that. I'm about the sharpest tool in the shed.
Exactly. I'm no Joe Paterno here, but
Right.
I know that you have to keep the best players on your team.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. Russell Wilson did that.
Russell Wilson did do
North
that.
Carolina State to Wisconsin.
Exactly. There's just and that's very rare that happens, and it just surprised me that happens. But I'm going with my Heisman this year is quarterback from Clemson.
Oh my word! What's his name?
How can I forget his name? Too many names going on here.
Yep.
John Watkins.
I can tell you, it's not Taj Boyd.
It is not.
It was Taj Boyd. It's not anymore.
It is not Taj Boyd. I'm still trying to find the Syracuse guy because that actually blows my mind.
Ozzy, if you're still on, give us
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun-
Never
there
mind.
we go.
AJ's
I
on
was gonna say
Deshaun Watson.
Watkins.
He's
Deshaun Watson.
he's definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I would say that he is a little bit smarter version of
Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, he beat Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, so I'm going to pick him for my Heisman. I think he's a great player. I think he's very smart. I think he's going to be a great player at the next level. So I'm excited to watch him play and keep watching him play.
I'm going to go with for my Heisman pick, which I honestly don't believe that he's going to win it. However, I'm a defensive mind and a defensive soul.
Yes.
I would love to see another defensive player win the Heisman, so I'm going to go with Real Peppers from the University of Michigan.
Ooh, wow.
The last person to win
That's-
it was Charles Woodson.
Wood- oh,
So
Charles
that was my
Woodson.
boy. The reason I wear two to this day. To this day. So I think that would be awesome to see another defensive player win it. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, but I think it'd be great.
I saw him the other day. I was actually sitting in here watching the games, and I saw him play, and I didn't know who he was, and I was watching him. I'm like, who is this guy? And then they started showing some highlights, and he is absolutely insane.
The boy can do it all from anywhere on the field.
Anywhere on the field, he can
Anywhere.
play linebacker, he can play nickel, he can play safety, he plays corner. Like, you can move him anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Mr. Ozzie just posted on here, defense wins championships, and I couldn't agree more.
They actually do. They really do.
Yeah, look at the Orioles. They're out.
Here he is. Amba Edatawa. That's why I didn't know the guy's name. That's the receiver that went from Maryland and transferred over to Syracuse, and he leads the country. So Amba Edatawa is his name. And just once again, an example of letting talent go.
Right. That's
So let's moving on to our next topic, and everybody's talking about this right now, but let's do an NFL overview here,
Wait,
boys.
did we do the national champ predictions?
We didn't. Do you want to do a national champ prediction?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, why not? It's this early. No one's gonna. I mean, you could have everybody lose a game, and then you have no idea who's gonna play in it. So let's do it.
Can I just start off by having fun and just saying University of Houston?
Yeah, why not?
I would love to see that.
I would love to see that. That's actually my last football game that I ever played was in the University of Houston.
Let me ask you a question though.
Someone had to tell you that.
Alabama loses a game, which they play Arkansas this weekend, I believe, right? Do they get in over Houston, who's going to be undefeated? They play Louisville at the end of the season, but they go undefeated.
No.
Alabama
if
has
Houston-
one loss. Does Houston get in over Alabama?
Who's are you saying as in there's two undefeated teams, Houston being one of them, and Alabama has one loss?
Has been lost.
No, you have to put both undefeated teams in. I think you have to put both undefeated
we
teams
say
in.
that. We say that now.
I mean,
Right.
Alabama clearly has the best team in the nation, but I do think they're going to slip up at some point.
They have to. They do every year.
I wouldn't be surprised. My prediction, if you saw a rematch of last year's game, which was an excellent game,
Yes.
Alabama versus
Tigers.
Clemson, and I think the Clemson Tigers pull it out this year.
I would agree with that too.
I can see
I
that.
think, yep.
Shoot, I gotta make a pick. I'm going with Alabama. I do think they're gonna pull it off. I think they are gonna slip up, but they still get in just because
They're Alabama.
They're Alabama.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna win the national championship.
I don't think it's a bad move.
So who are we taking here? We're taking Alabama. You're taking the Tigers. I'm taking Houston.
Okay.
I think mine's a little bit of a ballsy pick, but that would be pretty sweet.
I want to see that happen.
Would be awesome.
That'd
I
be
mean,
awesome.
That would be really
Hell,
cool.
I'd like to see Marshall win one, but
Yeah, I know. We already got mollywopped by Louisville, though.
and Kent State.
And Kent State. Jeez, what are we
Can't have
doing,
that.
boys?
Hey,
The only good thing that came out of Kent State was Josh Cribbs.
Josh Cribbs.
I'm
Dude.
lying. That's not the only good thing
Yeah,
that came
that-
out of Kent State. That was the best thing, if you ask me personally.
Yeah. Julian Edelman came out of Kent State, didn't he?
I like Josh Cribbs better, but Edelman's doing his thing.
Yeah, he is. Edelman's a Kent Stater. So we're going Houston. We're going Alabama. We're going Clemson. Let's pick a fourth team.
We'll see you there.
Let's
Yeah.
pick a fourth team for the playoff.
I think.
Somebody write these down, by the way. Whoever's listening out there.
Ozzy's that guy.
Yeah.
Ozzy's the new stat guy. by the way,
Ozzy's our
guys.
stat guy.
I like it. I think he'll do a fine job. Let's also, if Ozzy's going to be a follower like this, we can give a shout out to his brand new son, William Leroy. Hey, buddy, what's going on,
His
man?
nickname is Bill Roy. I call him Bill Roy.
Bill Roy. Oh, we got a prediction here of Baylor.
Baylor.
Baylor. I actually was thinking a little bit of Baylor.
What do they rank there?
I think they got too much. There's too much controversy going on
Baylor
in
got
Waco,
knocked
Texas,
off
right
last
now.
week.
But we were talking about those one-loss teams. I mean, why not? Why can't they be in the mix? I don't know if they won or lost. I didn't watch football last year.
I don't think that. I don't think that we're gonna have. I think that we're gonna have 3 undefeated teams in it.
So your playoffs right now. Who's your playoff teams?
My playoff is gonna be.
We got 4.
I'm going Alabama.
Baylor is undefeated.
They
by
are
the way.
undefeated?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got a confirmation here.
I'm going Alabama, Houston, Clemson.
You're knocking Michigan out of it. Michigan's number 2 right now.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I got to go Michigan. Yeah, I'm saying Michigan makes a run for it. That's my 4.
You say Montgomery College, Rockville in the playoffs.
I see.
Oh,
my mom
God.
brought them out. Shout out to my mom.
What's up, Mom?
Hey, Mom. So we got. I'm gonna go with Clemson. You got to have Bama. Bama's in there. North Dakota State. I'm joking, by the way, but they are a heck of a team. Clemson, Alabama. I'm gonna go with. I think Louisville makes it. And Michigan.
So you got Louisville beating Houston at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do agree with that. I think Louisville beats Houston at the end of the season, and those are the final 4 in there. But I actually haven't got a chance to watch Michigan play that much, but I heard they're playing good football right now.
Harbaugh. I mean,
they look good.
them Harbaugh guys just know what's going on around a football
Harbaugh
field,
boys,
don't
they
you? I'm
do,
telling
man.
you. Good
They
night.
know their football.
They do.
They do know their football,
And it all
they
comes
got
from
them
Jack the Dad.
And they got the new unis, man. They're sponsored by Jordan. And like I said the other day, and I think I posted this up, and I don't post that much about my personal life, but look good, feel good, play good is my motto. And
I like it.
Michigan right now, they look good.
Yes. On, off, and during.
And around the field.
Yeah. I mean, you got Jordan khakis on your coach.
Oh my gosh! I mean, geez.
You know what I would do for Jordan khakis?
I think they're wearing the Jordan 10s as their actual cleats.
They are.
It's unbelievable.
They're the blue with the yellow, correct?
Yes.
I mean, if John Harbaugh knocks on my door with a Jordan T-shirt, the one AJ's wearing, I'm going.
Exactly.
I'm going.
Sign me up.
Right. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
There, that might be a little marketing thing for you guys there at Jordan if you're listening. Maybe do the Jordan symbol with the big house in the background.
Ooh, how about
Ooh,
that?
Put the Jordan symbol on the 50 of the big house. You're welcome for that one. That one's on the house.
It's not a
on
bad.
the big house.
It's not a bad move.
Before we move on, playoff predictions. Neither of us have Ohio State in the playoffs.
This is true because who do they have to go through?
Michigan.
Michigan's in the Big Ten, baby.
Very true.
I'm taking Michigan over Ohio State. I'm just doing it. Although,
I do it every year.
yeah, me too.
That's how I
try
feel.
to. I try to do it every year.
Michigan could be 0-11, and I will pick Michigan over Ohio State.
Me too.
They won't even be playing Ohio State, and I will pick Michigan over Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm not a big Ohio State guy, but Barrett is playing lights out though.
Yeah.
He is. He really looks good. They actually. I don't know what happened to the big boy, Cardell
Jones?
Jones.
He's in the NFL.
Did he actually
I think
leave?
he left. Yeah,
You
I'm
sure
pretty
about that? We don't have to check on that
I'm
one.
not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure he left, because what was he going to do?
Speaking of which, is their boy Terrell Pryor has had a couple good weeks with the Browns.
Yes. I
Yes.
wanted to see him succeed, though, man.
Me too. I do. I like their players. I just don't like them as a. Yeah, I just don't like them.
The only Cleveland I like is the Cavaliers.
Exactly. And you don't even like the Cavs. You like LeBron James.
Very true. Very true.
How do you
True
sell a ticket to a Browns game? You promote LeBron.
Right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, Ohio State is definitely, they're always in it every single year. No matter what you do, they're always going to be in it.
That's why.
They have, Cardell Jones is in the NFL. They have All-Americans on their bench.
They do.
So,
They
any
really
team
do.
that has All-Americans riding their bench that haven't seen a snap this year, they're going to do something. So, we'll see what they have to offer, but I'm still standing by my picks.
All right.
All right, let's give another shout out to our main sponsor, Buffalo Wild Wings here. Stop into Buffalo Wild Wings and check out their new craft beer menu. Order a flight for just $8. Lots of refreshing, palate-pleasing craft beers to choose from. Only at your local B-Dubs which is going to be in Frederick, Urbana, Gaithersburg, Columbia, and Rockville. Wings, beers, sports. You have to be here.
Moving on.
I'd like to get me a $8 craft beer right now. I don't know about you guys.
That would be nice.
$8 craft beer, is that what you said?
Come on, man! It's $8 beer night.
Yeah. I thought it was $9 beer night.
Is it $8 or is it $9?
Pretty sure it was $9. It was
Yeah.
$9 beer night. Drink up. It's $9 beer night.
Come on, man! Come on. I do love me some B-dubs though. I think that we are actually gonna have to take you out for your birthday.
Absolutely. Got to.
You can go ahead and get some
Ozzy,
wings.
you planning on meeting us over at B-dubs after this? Just post something on there. We'll see if you're gonna make it. All right, boys. Let's do our last segment here. Let's close out with the NFL overview here, and we're gonna do it, guys. I apologize for it, but we're gonna talk about what everybody's been talking about. And the only reason I'm going to talk about this is because as soon as it happened the other night, I texted AJ and I said, dude, we have to talk about this,
Got to.
unfortunately. But Odell Beckham Jr. And his antics during and after the game, and just overall, is just how he carries himself as a person is just is the talk of the town right now. And I'm not going to give too many strong opinions one way or another, but let me ask you guys this: Does this, in your opinion, affect the team's productivity?
I mean, the team as a whole, yeah, because that's your best receiver. I mean, if his head's not in it, the team's not going to be in it, and that's eventually going to hurt the whole team. I mean, I always played the game just next play the game. I didn't really let too many people get in my head. Odell, if you could be a lineman, you can get in his head, and he's not going to perform. So
Exactly.
Repeat the question one more time. Exactly how you said it.
Does Odell Beckham's behavior on and off the field during the game affect the team's overall productivity?
I'm going to say no, and here's why. He's not doing that in the first quarter. He's frustrated with his performance, his team's performance. They're not playing well, and that's the reason he's flying off the deep end. Is it good? No. Does it set a good example for the kids and the fans? No, absolutely not. You can't do that kind of thing, and he knows that. I think he does know that. He truly does. I believe they interviewed him after the game, and I think that's exactly what he said, actually, was, I don't want to set a bad example. I do regret what I did and, the actions that I made and stuff like that. I'm sure his jaw is also regretting his decisions.
Yeah.
But I think that they're having a frustrating season. I mean, I don't know what the predictions are, but the Giants are usually always in the mix for at least at the top of the NFC East.
Right.
And
they're 1-3 now.
right, I believe they're 2-2.
Which in the past couple of years is still at the top of the NFC.
That's a true story. They're 2-2. They're 2-2, and Odell Beckham is he's your he is definitely your best receiver on the team, arguably the best player on the team, and he needs to lead by example. So I don't agree with what he did at all. But like I said, he's not doing it in the first quarter. You know what I mean? Yes, he needs to hold himself together a lot better. You can't. Personal fouls are never going to have you win the game. I don't think he was called for a personal foul, was he?
Yes, he was.
He was? Okay, so you're never going to win the game.
Defender or something. We got
he got hit with one.
taunting.
If you watch in the NFL late in the games, the team in a close game, these guys get heated, and it's in the heat of the moment, and these guys are jawing back and forth and throwing punches and all this stuff. You watch. Mark my word. The team that gets the most personal fouls will lose the game at the end of the game when it's down in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
If you got a game that's within 3 points, the team who has the personal foul or more personal fouls will lose.
Yep.
They absolutely will.
That's one thing that, and I played, Division I ball. AJ played Division I ball, and that is one thing that coaches
Go Red Flash.
do not put up with. I don't care how good you are. I don't care who you are. If you're getting a personal foul, especially after the plays
It's a
are
professional now, though. They let that kind of slide in the NFL. In college, you're on the bench over here. Grab the water for somebody, but professional, if you're a great player, and they're still putting them in there.
Yeah, I mean they have to. Look at his
Yeah.
paycheck. Yeah, he puts half the
Exactly.
people in the stadium, but at the same time, if if I'm Odell Beckham Jr.'s teammate, and I have to answer questions every week about why he's pissed off, about what's going on with Odell, and yada yada yada, rather than get ready for the next team, eventually that's gonna start to piss me off.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, you're going to be pissed off anyway with everybody's performance because you're not 4-0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you're not
That's true.
4-0.
You know
You
how
haven't
you
blown
stop that?
everybody out. You haven't scored 60 points a game. You know what I mean? If you're playing football out there, especially at this level, you got a chip on your shoulder. You know what I mean? You're going out there, you're running and you're gunning all day long, and you're not going to walk away everybody happy. Not everybody's going to be happy whether you win, lose, or draw at the end of the game. You know what I mean? How many people? You know, for those of you that don't know, you get graded in the NFL and college for every single game you play. How many people walk away with 100% for their performance?
None.
No one. They do. You don't. So you always have room to improve. Everybody does. And yeah, you can be pissed off at somebody else too. But at the end of the day, you need to look in the mirror and say, what can I do better to help him play better? That's how I feel. You know what I mean?
I'd agree with that because I feel like he feels like the entire team's on his back and he's trying to carry everybody, and if he's not performing, basically they're going to lose. But at the same time, you got to grow up a little bit.
Right.
Professionalism.
Yeah, and I love Odell Beckham Jr. I do. I think he's a great player. And I love,
My favorite player in the league right now.
I think that his passion actually takes over how much he does care, and I think that's what actually ends up getting a hold of him and why he shows those emotions. But at the same time, come on, man, the kids are watching.
Yeah,
See
hold
my
it together.
man.
Hold it together. Yep.
Hold
Absolutely.
it together. So
How about Tom Brady coming back this week?
Tom Brady is coming back.
Whew.
How do you feel about that, Beck?
Oh my gosh, I just
They
don't
need it.
You know,
They definitely need it.
I love when Tom Brady plays football, man.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Tom Brady on the field, obviously, because I'm a Ravens fan. And we have a little bit of bad blood.
Go Birds.
It's a prima donna.
Yep.
But it's not football when Tom Brady's not playing.
No,
I
it's,
would
it's
agree.
good.
I
It's good for
agree
the
with that.
entire league.
It's
Yeah.
definitely good for the sport,
Yeah.
especially with all this stuff that's going on now, with all the the national anthem and all that stuff. I think it's good that something concrete
Positive.
is coming back,
Yeah.
positive's coming back for for everybody
It's an icon,
nationwide.
man. Yep.
Well, let me ask you though. He got suspended 4 games this year for something that happened 2 years ago.
Yes.
He said this earlier.
Okay,
What do you think about that?
so here's where I stand, and I'm going to ask you two this question, and you both obviously know the answer. What is the ultimate goal for anything, any sport you play? What's the goal?
Win
I
a
like,
championship.
I like that bling on my finger.
Right,
Yep.
absolutely. That's what you want at the end of the year, right?
Dang.
So if I can do something that's going to make me play better and make my team perform better, whether it be illegal or not, and win a world championship, I get that world championship. Yeah, I'm not into illegal things. I play the game how the game should be played. However, but if I know for 100% fact that I can get away with doing something today, and then 2 years later, after I've won the world championship,
And you still have it. They didn't take
and
it.
yeah, they didn't
Oh,
take
they
your
take
ring
it from
away
the
like
world.
they took Reggie Bush's and everybody else's. You
Yeah,
know?
what?
Yeah. So you still have your ring. You still have your gorgeous wife.
Yes, you do. You
Uh,
do have your gorgeous way.
That's
and
a
then
plus.
and then 2 years
Shout out to
later,
yourself.
2 years later, you have to sit out 4 games. You didn't even have to go through training camp, which is the most god awful thing ever
Yes.
to do.
Yeah,
So you got to
training
sit
camp's
out. And then you just come into week 5 and your team's
And you're,
still
what, 3-1?
Yeah, your team's still at the top of the
3-1.
division.
Yeah, you're 3-1.
That's Bill Belichick though. I mean,
I
he's
agree.
one of the
Matter,
greatest
yeah.
coaches probably ever.
But
Yeah, it's all Bill.
But so what I'm getting at is I'm going to do that every single time.
There's no question about it.
About it
absolutely.
whatsoever. That's
I
what I'm
wish
going to do. So I think the NFL needed to take a better stance on that for the next time somebody deflates a football or does something illegal, whether it be, look at Josh Gordon. When's the last time he played a game? For the Browns, exactly. A lot of people don't even know who he is anymore because
Exactly.
he fails a drug test
He
every
checked
time he
himself
takes a
into
drug
rehab or
test.
something, right?
Yeah.
So he just recently checked into rehab,
Yeah,
and
he
good
was
for
supposed to
him.
come back this week. Actually,
He was, yeah.
And he checked
So he
himself
checked-
into rehab.
Good for him. Hopefully,
Yeah, I want to see him
Yeah.
play again.
hopefully he can
He's
come
another
back too because he's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a receiver.
good luck
so,
to you, buddy.
Yeah, good
Glad you
luck.
checked yourself
to you, Josh
in.
Gordon. Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely glad to have Tom back. I think it'll be a good thing. And also another thing that, and it just comes along with sports is you can sit there and say all day that, oh, we beat the Patriots, and what's the first thing a Patriots fan is going to say?
Tom Brady wasn't playing.
Tom Brady wasn't playing. So I don't ever like to play the Patriots when they don't have their full arsenal.
Nope.
Just because you're just going to hear.
But they're
We
gonna
want-
be even better than now that he's back, though.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
100%.
You want full
God,
credit
we
for
got
the
Tom
job.
Brady, yeah.
You want full credit for the job.
Absolutely.
How about the Vikings, fellas?
How about the
Surprise
Vikings?
team. No AP and still winning football
Or
games.
Teddy. Don't forget
Or
about Teddy
or
Bridgewater.
Teddy.
Your starting quarterback isn't even there.
Unbelievable.
Sam Bradford, had 2 days before he played his first game or something like that? Something crazy like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Came in, started.
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
I think that's the most. He played one game the other night, right?
Is the most he's played in the
Most he's
NFL?
played in 3
5
years. And he made it through. Congratulations, Sam Bradford, by the way.
Next week, Sam Bradford going down.
Yeah. I hope not, though.
Yeah, me neither. I like to see him do well. I really do. So Cam Newton, he had a concussion last week.
Mm-hmm.
He has 45 hits this season. Leads the NFL. He is.
Oh, line better start blocking.
What
Well,
line?
that's it.
Do
That's
they-
the
do they
thing,
have a
too.
line?
That's the thing too. Is that it comes back to what we were talking about with Lamar Jackson.
I would agree.
Um,
Absolutely.
I think-
Cam Newton's a beast.
And Cam Newton
What,
is
6'5",
he's
260, something like that. Yeah,
260,
he's a
yeah.
big, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy, and he can move. But the thing is, and the thing that people don't realize, and you realize it, and you've seen, seen practices and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Once you get to the Division I level, once you get to the NFL, everybody. I know it doesn't look like it, but when you're actually there on the field, everybody is flying around. Everybody's just as strong as you. Everybody's just as fast as you. So these people, when
Oh.
they are hitting him, now when they say 45 hits, this isn't you got tackled 45 times.
It's not that.
He's
Play
been-
off, play
he's
off the
been-
shoulder.
He's
My
been,
bad.
He's been lit up.
He
45
has been
times.
lit up 45 times, and he has to go through concussion protocol.
I actually just saw an alert came through on the phone that said he did not practice today. However,
he
he
didn't.
will play Monday if he passes the test. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think I agree
That's
with
what
that.
I wanted
Who
to
do you-
talk about was the concussion protocol in the NFL.
You're playing the Buccaneers this week
Yeah, you got the Bucks.
at home
What?
in Carolina.
They gotta win a football game though. They're not doing too good this year. They're 1-3, I want to say.
That's
Somebody
where
out there quote me. They're 1-3. They
That's
need
where
to, they
people
didn't win a
get-
football game.
I think that's where people get lost in it though. Is they do have to win a football game, but at the same time, will Cam Newton be able to walk in 10 years?
That and if
to
you lose,
beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this Monday.
yeah, and if you lose him if you play this weekend, you lose. You might go 1-15 for the rest of your future with Cam Newton if he plays this week. You
And
know,
he gets banged up
he
again.
gets banged up again,
All it takes is one hit.
and he's eating out of a straw. Like it's not a.
That's with everybody right now.
I
and
agree.
that's
yeah.
what I wanted to talk about was the concussion protocol and kind of. I don't know about you guys, but where I see the NFL going in the next 5 years, there's just people moving too fast and people hitting each other in the head and people are getting. I mean, the NFL is getting softer now, but you have to realize that the NFL every year people are getting faster, bigger, stronger, and those hits, man, they run their toll on you.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't know this, and you have obviously done your research. I've done my research. I'm sure AJ's done his research as well too. But
I gotta go through it.
so many subconcussive hits, which subconcussive means they're below grade concussion, but they're still hard hits. You get your bell rung. You get a couple of those real good ones. Guess what? You have a concussion.
Yeah.
Back
You
in
didn't
the
get your
day-
block knocked off, but you get 4 good ones. You
Yeah.
have a concussion,
It's
and
the same
people don't
exact
know that.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
literally the exact same thing. So I think a big problem. You and I have had this. Hell, we've had this discussion 10 years ago. A big problem in football
we?
nowadays. Exactly, right. We had a big problem in football nowadays, and in sports in general, is technology.
Yep.
This is the latest, greatest helmet, pads that you could ever wear, blah, blah, blah. They stop concussions. No, they don't. your head's still bashing off the ground. It's still bashing off somebody
Nothing
at,
will ever make
at a
anything
40
that's
at a
gonna
40
stop
mile
concussions.
at a 40 mile an hour collision. You got two people running into each other 20 miles
Yeah.
an hour. It's a 40 mile an hour collision.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you imagine if you stuck your head out of a car and hit a brick wall at 40 miles an hour? What would that do?
Exactly.
Right.
This past year, they took the headgear out of the Olympics in boxing.
Yeah.
Because it's worse for you to wear the
That
headgear.
it's a
and-
false sense of security.
false sense of security. Same thing with the helmet.
Yep.
But you're in football, they're obviously going to keep the helmet because it obviously does help us. But
Right.
they're going to keep taking the hits.
I see football taking a big change in the next 5 years. I don't know
So
what it's
what,
gonna
though,
be.
though?
I don't know what it's gonna be.
They're talking. They want to take off the low hits as well because
Yep.
people can't go high now. They're going low.
Jimmy
People are
Smith the other day
Jimmy
Yeah,
Smith
Jimmy Smith
hit
on
Lee
the
Smith.
SDLs.
Yep, absolutely. And I haven't even got the report back on Lee, but I hope he heals up fast and gets back out
Yeah,
there.
Lee, we're thinking about you, buddy.
Yeah, man. Friend of ours plays for the Raiders, so hopefully he heals up quick and gets back out there and does his thing. But yeah, AJ's absolutely right. You're seeing a lot more knee injuries nowadays because everybody's too scared to go
scared
to
to
the
hit in the
head
head,
because where does it hurt them? Well, it hurts them in their future with their heads.
Yep.
It hurts them in their wallet, which is what they're thinking about today.
Yep.
And then everybody's running and gunning for you next week when you're playing against his buddy who he went to college with.
Yeah, exactly,
I got
man.
you. Don't worry about it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
But
so,
at the end of the day, would you rather be hitting the head with a concussion or hitting a knee torn your ACL?
well, I mean,
I don't know,
today,
man.
today,
Right now.
in the
Right
head,
now,
in the head.
I'm
Me.
going knee.
He's
I'm
going
knee.
Yeah,
I
I'm
need the
going-
rest of my life, man.
Right,
Yeah,
I agree.
I
But
think my knee's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be able to walk.
I've torn my knees
6,
up.
8.
It sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you only have one brain.
Well, that's true. I only got 2 knees though. Actually, one.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll talk to all the fans out there listening. Maybe you guys can write some stuff in, and maybe you can let us know where you think the NFL will be in 5 years. I personally think it'll be a big change. I think that we're going to see a lot of people, especially recently, coming out with a lot of head injuries, a lot of head issues, a lot of problems, medical issues. I think that there has to be a change. I don't know what it is, but maybe shoot us over some ideas of what you guys think.
Remove the face mask.
Yeah,
I
I
remember walking.
boy, would they look stupid.
We had a meeting. First day of college football, St. Francis University. I walk in there. We have a big meeting. That's when the concussions were getting really big.
Mhm.
And they come in there and said, so we got this big thing on concussions. To be honest with you guys, the damage is already done to you guys.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
I was like,
absolutely.
oh, that's awesome. That's great news.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for telling me that. But something needs to happen. What? I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah,
But-
I don't know what it is
But
either.
I mean, go to flag football or something.
That's what I
gonna
was
drop, That's
saying,
going to
man.
drop revenue, and they're not
Yeah,
going to do that.
Right,
Right.
and
At the end of the day, the NFL is a business.
Yep, it is.
that's literally what it is. I mean, and I'm not here to say that they don't care about you at
They don't
all,
care.
but it's a business.
They
But
don't.
it's a business, and it is what it is. And think about it. You got these guys who've been playing. Look at Vinny Testaverde. You got Drew Brees, who just signed another contract for 5 years. He's 37, 38 years old. He's been playing into his 40s. Okay, so how long has he been playing? Well, if you do the math and you say, we'll just say
Started at 8.
Drew Brees played, yeah. So you go back 20 years from when he's 42 years old, when he's going to retire, okay?
Yeah.
So you go back 20 years. Well, that's 22 years old. Well, if you go back another 15, that's when he started. So this guy's been playing literally for
35 years,
75% of his life.
Yeah.
How many subconcussive hits? Subconcussive hits has he taken?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's dangerous, man.
And it's not just the blows. You get knocked over, you hit your head off the ground.
Those are the worst
Those are the
ones.
worst ones.
That's what.
Your brain's bouncing around inside your bean, and
We'll pick back up on that next week. I think that might be a topic every week that we talk about. All right, so let's get into the last part of our program here. We got a couple minutes left. I'm going to go with Vex No Diggity, No Doubters. Picks of the week brought to you by B-Dubs. I'm going to say in the NFL this week, I was talking to you guys a little bit before, I'm saying that the Texans are going to upset the Vikings this week.
you're gonna
one
go
of
with
my
a
picks.
you're gonna go with a no doubter for that.
I'm going no diggity, no doubter.
Okay.
And I'm also going to hit you with one more. I'm going to hit you with the Buffalo Bills knocking off the 3-1. What are they now? The Rams.
Yeah, they're still the Rams.
The
The LA Rams.
the Los Angeles Rams. Bills beat the Rams. No diggity, no doubter.
All right. I'm going with the Dream Team Fantasy Move of the Week, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm going with the running back this week, Terrence West from the Baltimore Ravens.
Dude, I can't agree with that more.
I love it. I
Pick
love
him
it.
up. Should help your team out a lot. He's probably on the waivers in a lot of leagues. Pick him up, help your fantasy team out.
He's gonna get a lot more burn too with Forsett being
Flacco can't
released.
take any more hits,
Yeah.
and they got that run
Speaking
game
of hits.
popping, baby. I
Forsett's
like it.
Forsett's been released, and now Terrence West, you are the man. Make us proud.
All right, Joe, give me the for the win bold prediction of the week, brought to you by B-Dubs.
You want to go bold?
Bold prediction of the
Bold.
week.
Bold. Bigger the better.
Chargers over the Raiders.
Chargers over the Raiders.
Woo.
Telling you, it's gonna happen.
That's bold.
You heard it here first.
All right. Well, I appreciate the show, guys. Happy birthday,
Thank
my
you, I
brother.
appreciate it.
Great show.
I appreciate
Great
y'all
show.
having me on. Thank you, thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week at 5 o'clock with them Sports Boys, always brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. I hope you guys had a good time. Check our webpage out, share our videos, and we will see you next week. We're out.
Later, guys.
Peace.